Okay, so lately I've been wondering, it seems that I'm becoming quite the troll here on the internet, especially when it comes to messing with people like Fresh and Fit. I just can't seem to get enough. I just can't seem to stop picking at these poor bastards because, quite frankly, I might be a slight bit of a turd myself. And so I was doing some deep dive and I decided, why don't I just figure out what my spirit animal is? Just to figure out what beast lies within. And so when I came out with the results and after all the research, I'm a dolphin, which is interesting considering the fact that I can't swim and I'm not a huge fan of water outside of drinking it 24/7 and taking showers. So, I found that quite interesting, but also what I found out is that the dolphin is the douchebag of the seas. The dolphin is the pure turd sandwich out there in the middle of the ocean. The one who's always out there trolling and messing with the other smaller sea animals. Never really in a malicious way, but for the most part, they're always punking them. The dolphin typically likes to punch up. So they usually like to punch up at predators of the sea. Killer whales, sharks, any type of, species of shark out there. They definitely like to find a way to gang up on them and just tag team them out there in the middle of the sea. Just because, quite frankly, they know that they're dangerous and they know that they're out there trying to eat the smaller fish. Because even though the dolphin likes to pick on smaller fish sometimes just to joke with them and mess with them and get a good little kick out of it, they really do like finding Nemo out there in the seas. And they really do want to protect those guys because they know at the end of the day, they're probably the good mediation between finding Nemo and the sharks from Shark Tale. So it's one of those things like, hey, how about I just kind of stand up for you because their moral compass is extremely high. Dolphins are highly intelligent. Now, I'm not going to say I'm overly intelligent, even though I might be a slight bit of a genius, but still, it's one of those things like, well, the dolphin just knows. And what does that have to do with today's video? It really has to do with today's video because we're talking about people over in Africa taking advantage of women. People that are disenfranchised. People that are in a situation that they can't really fight back. And that really does bother me. And that's why I wanted to do today's video, because I wanted to stand up and at least make a video to talk about, or well, let's just bring some awareness to the situation because it is disturbing. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And also, if you like the video or hate the video, feel free to comment below. I might reach back to you. When I saw this title, the first thing I could think of was cult. Anything to follow me and worship me and give up your women and children and everything that I could think of. Well, we're already starting off with religion, so I'm pretty sure I'm already on the right track.
Every week, hundreds come to this square outside Khartoum to hear Sheikh Bushra.
Jesus, did you just see how he chunked this water at these folks like that? That wasn't a normal, holy water type of blessing or just a nice bop on the head. That is an absolutely disrespectful way to sling water at anybody. People squirt water on each other all the time, like playing sports, especially when it's hot outside. I mean, you just do some weird stuff out there, but either way, not that weird, not Myron and Gaines weird, but just in general, squirting water on somebody, not a big deal. He's slinging water in your face. Like, homie, I saw the disrespect coming from the screen. What's up with that? He slung it with anger, and I don't understand why he did it with such vitriol. He did it like he hated these people for being out here following him. Now, I'm not one who should be judging on looks, but does this man really look like somebody who's going to cure you of all your ailments and disease? What's special about this guy? That's the thing that bothers me about these people who lead these religious cults, because there are people out there that are really true believers and they really believe in the religion and the causes that they're going for. Most religions actually believe in dang near the same thing. And I'm not anti-religion. I definitely believe, because I go to church myself. So it's one of those things I believe in religion. I just don't believe in these extremists, just like in any cause, like the manosphere. I don't believe in any cause that's extreme because it's always going to lead people to, jumping the shark or jumping off the plank or drinking the Kool-Aid. Anything that leads you down a rabbit hole of death, I don't trust. And I don't think anybody should. Seriously. If God was going to choose a divine healer of this world, I'm probably dead wrong about this, but I would think he would make it a more attractive individual, just somebody who would be more appealing to the eye, somebody that people would be more willing to follow. Now, honestly, over in most countries, you just follow the people that are there. I mean, you're not really judging 1,000% on looks. You just base it on the word and how much they speaking with conviction. Now, a lot of these people speak very definitively about the things they say. And when you speak it and believe it, or you speak it to the point it's so definitive that people will follow you. It is one of those. Like Gwen Shamlin got people to follow her cult over here in Nashville. So it's one of those things. I mean, it happens. It happens.
الأمراض التي تقوم
الشلل ونحن بنديكم صور موجودة في الفيس وفي اليوتيوب. الشلل، العمى، الكلى، السرطان.
All right, so we're already about a minute in, and this guy's already talking about how he can cure blindness, paralysis, cancer, probably AIDS, hepatitis, anything terrible that you can imagine. If you have some type of disease or ailment, go to this man. So yes, cult. Okay, so people who are talking about healing you with their voice alone, I mean, this is the kind of guy who thinks he can knock the gay out of somebody. Just pray the gay away. I'm sorry, man. Sometimes people are already working at the fudge factory, and it's just going to be that way. You just got to accept it. I guess that's what's happened to this poor guy that's on the ground. He might have knocked the gay out of him. I mean, that's what a lot of these religious cults, think they're trying to do, even though they be performing some of the most sus and disturbing behavior that you can possibly imagine. Well, that's definitely how most cults start. It's always starting off with, I have all the answers. Anybody who has all the answers is probably going to go ahead and lead you down the path of Andrew Tate. So it's one of those things, I don't know if I trust it, but sometimes you can just kind of fall into that rabbit hole. Anytime you hear a situation like this isn't immediately a red flag for a cult. Because if you don't know what a cult is a situation where they exploit people's weaknesses or vulnerabilities at a point in time in life where, hey, you just get caught up. Sometimes, you just get effed up and you fall into a scam that you just can't quite get out of. Or you're just like, dang, how did I end up here? And that's pretty much what we're going to discover, I'm pretty sure, as we continue to go forward.
Spiritual healing is hugely popular in Sudan and other Arab countries, but it's unregulated. And that leaves women vulnerable to exploitation when they visit healers in private.
Unregulated spiritual healing is how you end up following someone like Mother God and watching her just drink silver until she turns blue and dies.
Sausan was having problems with her husband and went to a spiritual healer for help.
Basing things just off the title alone of this documentary, I'm assuming that the guy that she's going to go see is going to promise and assure her that he can heal all of her marital issues and all of her relationship problems with his penis. Because these guys, for whatever reason, always believe that their semen can turn water into wine. And also, look at this poor woman here, already emotional and already crying. And I get really tired of hearing people talk about patriarchy over in this country. The patriarchy does exist, but it ain't here. Go to another country. That's where you'll see the true patriarchy. You can't even show your face as a woman. This poor woman is over here hiding. Now, there's also other reasons she might be hiding, because she doesn't want to, show who she is speaking out on this matter, because then she's going to be in danger of being, R-worded or killed out there. And that's what's even worse. And I mean, you do not have to worry about that over here in America. You don't, unless you get stuck in a cult.
ويقوم يشيلها وينكلها لزوجي. قال كده ده العلاج. هو لما قال الحاجة دي طوالي وما خاف معناته هو متولف بقولها ما يتردد.
So this guy's going to try to sell her on the fact that he's going to sell this sex juice cocktail to her husband, and all of a sudden everything is going to be healed. I don't know how that man's going to feel after he figures out what that drink is that he done consumed, which hopefully he never does or did. But it's one of those promises out there, he's already done this before. I'm pretty sure he's already given this juice to somebody out there and they took it and they were like, a little bitter, but I mean, what is this? Oh my God, I feel better. Because somehow these people always get bopped in the head and they believe that they actually got cured of blindness or something. I don't know. It's just the wildest stuff. I don't get it. But you can clearly tell that she's been pressured into this situation and now she's can't really get out. That's patriarchy. The fact that she can't go to anybody else and that he's already holding it over her head, basically strong arming her into a situation that's like, hey, everybody that's in charge is a man. All the guys are in charge and we're all in, big cahoots here, and we're not going to give up the information because quite frankly, we want to get laid.
جربتيش انك تواجهيه تقولي له
خفت منه يعمل لي حاجة يعمل لعيالي حاجة
I just really feel like if he's some type of conduit of God, she shouldn't feel this way around you. If you're some type of spiritual healer, then why do people feel like you're going to pray evil and damnation amongst their family if you don't do exactly what they say?
يعني هيعمل ايه مثلا؟
هو بيسلط شياطين عليك يخدموك في خير ولا في شر. عشان كده الناس بيخافوا منه يعني.
Why do I feel like these women haven't been just running around making a bunch of false accusations on these guys, or also saying that they were violated because somebody touched their belly button?
Sausan turned for help to this women-only center run by a healer, Sheikha Fatima. Sheikha Fatima says many of the women she sees have been sexually exploited.
Now, I don't know about you, but I get nervous every time I see people starting to move around like this. And it's coming from somebody who went to a Black Baptist church and saw people catch the Holy Ghost. That felt legitimate. I saw somebody literally jump up out of the seat next to me and caught the Holy Ghost. Like, I felt like I saw an outer body experience next to me from somebody else. That felt like something crazy happened. But he wasn't holding himself in this fashion where it's like I'm in pain. It was just more or less they had to dance and get this jig out. And it was like, man, I'm feeling the Lord. That was different. These people feel like they're scared.
كثير من النساء في البداية قال إنه جزء من العلاج، وقايلة هي إنه ممكن هي خلاص كده إنه الشيخ ده مثلا بيلمس أماكن من جسدها كأنه مثلا بيطلع هذا الشيطان من الجسد.
I don't know about you, but I can't be the only person who happens to notice that the devil always seems to be located very, very close to the vagina. I mean, these cultists, these shek, these individuals really need to start marketing themselves in a different way. Like, they should have a different nickname for themselves. They should start advertising themselves as the Ghostbusters for the coochie, because that's all they're trying to do is extract the monsters away from that area.
كل 100 مرة بتلقى 25 مرة تعرضت للتحرش بطريقة واضحة. خليك الحاجات الصغيرة اللي بتحصل الممكن ال 75 التانيين ديل قولي بيعدوها بيعتبروها حاجة خفيفة حصلت. كثير من النساء تعرضوا للكلام ده دكتور حنان، كثير أي كثير.
Now, for those who can't do math, that is 1 out of every 4 women have been violated or traumatized beyond repair, and that is not including the minors.
We spent months verifying stories of abuse. 50 women in Sudan accused 40 healers of harassment, assault, and manipulating them into sex.
When I hear people talk about doing things in bad faith or bad faith actors, that's what this is. Utter manipulation and exploitation.
قالوا أنا مكتوبة عشان ما تزوجت، مسكني من رقبتي وبقيت ما واعية. بعد ما فتحت عيوني لقيته بيلمس في جسمي، صرخت وقمت هربت.
حبشني في وشي وقال لي انت جميلة، وكنت عايزة أطلع، قال لي لو طلعتي بكتلك.
You know this has to be scary though, because this is no different than living in a small town. I mean, these people, they're not going to be very far away. I mean, most of these people travel by foot, so you're not going to be traveling miles and miles and miles, but you might be traveling, well, miles. Either way, it's very attainable and very reachable. Somewhere that you're not going to be out of cellular range. You're not going to be out of range of anything. You're going to probably be able to throw a stone and be able to find the next person or the next town over. So you're not going to get away. I mean, this is no different than being in like Middlesboro, Kentucky, and being like, hey, if you don't show up to church this weekend, I'm going to find your entire family and I'm going to burn your house down if you don't put that money in that bucket.
3 women told us they were approached in this cafe and recommended to visit a healer called Sheikh Haytham. He said they would remain cursed unless they had sex with him.
Now, we joke a lot about, curses and stuff like that over here in America when it comes to sports and witchcraft and shenanigans. But the truth of the matter is nobody really believes you're going to be cursed too much over here in America. There's a small percentage of people that do, and it's probably those people who fall into those cults I was talking about earlier. But other than that, you really don't find that very much over here. But in these other countries and these other continents, this runs rampant. I mean, this is often. A lot of these people feel this way and they believe it. And so thus they get coerced in these situations and they get scared into giving it up. And I'm not talking about, I want to make sure you break a bunch of mirrors or walk under a whole bunch of ladders type of curses. This is utter evil and damnation. This is, you will die, I'm going to grape your children type of curse. Like, I'm going to take actions into my own hands and go full Al Capone on your family.
2 journalists agreed to go undercover for us. We're hiding their identities for their safety.
صاحبتي كان عندها مشكلة مع زوجها، مشت للشيخ طلب منا إنه يمارس معاه الجنس.
This woman said, I need help. And this guy immediately turned into Glenn Quagmire. Wasted no time. This is essentially sort of like over here in America, if a woman was to send a text that just said, hey, and the next text back from the guy was a dick pic that said, wanna bang?
قال لي لو مرضيتي أنا بستخدم الجنس مع بنتك وولدك.
Okay, see, this is why earlier in the video I said these individuals are usually extremely sus. Because they are. These guys need help. These are the first people to tell you that gays should die or LGBTQ people shouldn't exist, and they're engaging in all that behavior in all the worst type of ways. Now, this isn't to diminish the fact that he was talking about the granddaughter or the daughter, but I'm just saying, like, he mentioned the son. Let's not throw that out there, like, and just dismiss it. I mean, I just find that always so ironic that these people talk about death to the LGBTQ plus people, but yet they engage in the same behavior. They're no different. But they're going to be the same people out there trying to convince you that, no, that's not gay. Yes, it is. It's gay. But somehow it's evil to you. But when you do it, no biggie. I guarantee you this guy's going to be the first person to be like, God sent me to this plane and platform to exert my dominance and vengeance amongst your family for your sins and your atrocities to man. He sent me here to do the worst possible things I can possibly do to you. And then when I hear that, I'm just thinking, you know what, homie? I don't think we're reading from the same book. I don't think we study the same material. And why is it that your God is always vengeful? Why ain't he ever happy? Why ain't he ever going to give me some good times? How about he bless me in a different way with like some money or a better house or plumbing? You know, not all these places over here in Africa don't have plumbing. A lot of these places are pretty advanced, but just saying, like, some of these people who go to these situations, they're usually very vulnerable. These aren't the people who are on the higher end. These are the people who don't have plumbing. These are the people who don't have food every day. These are the people who are struggling more than likely because that's how they become in this situation. Emotionally destroyed and emotionally wrecked. That's how they end up being exploited in these situations. But I just don't understand it because I look, man, we're not studying the same playbook. We don't run the same plays. We're not even in the same gym or atmosphere. I don't understand this.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة.
Now, this is completely irrelevant, but I would love to be able to read that language. I would love to be able to look at that and actually understand what it says. I got a lot of work to do.
Our journalist Amal calls Sheikh Haytham posing as a client.
What kind of game is this Negro trying to pull off? This man wants you to be down for incest and the traditional relationship. Like, I mean, he's going all in on the brain scrambling.
حبيب برضه.
This chick just got on the phone and he's over here talking about, what if I ask you to kiss me on the lips? I mean, these guys are hornier than the effing booty warrior. I mean, God bless.
يعني كده مفروض العلاج بالحاجات دي ولا في حاجات يعني؟
It's clearly something else, but she's just trying to do her job over here. So I'm not criticizing her for asking this question because, I mean, she's got to. She's investigating, so she's trying to lead him down that rabbit hole of exploiting himself. And also the point I was trying to make earlier, I don't know if I made it or not. These guys are scammers. That's what makes them some of the lowest of the low, the worst people you can possibly find. And dang, I swear, these Nigerians, these Africans, these people give African Americans a bad name because majority of them always trying to scam you out of some stuff. They always trying to take some old white woman's gold or all her life savings or rob the community of everything they have or grape all the children. I don't understand these people. Oh my God. Like, why do these individuals exist? Now, obviously, I'm not just going to poke at just blacks here, but I'm just saying that's the topic of discussion today. Bruh, calm down. Calm down. The BBC doesn't want your BBC. They just trying to, do some investigation work. Though he don't know that yet.
أنا مرة متزوجة وما هو صح.
These guys really are the black version of Quagmire. You can't trust these people in the club. You can't trust them in no back alley. You can't trust them around no women anywhere. You gotta check all the drinks. You gotta check all the food. You gotta check the bathrooms for cameras, bugs, all sorts of stuff, man. I mean, God, the thirst.
ما أقدر أتخيل إنه الحاجات دي لا دخل بالعلاج.
You know how scammers, I mean, if you ever talk to a scammer, they really try to pressure you real quickly. They try to force these conversations on you real fast, hit you with question after question or answer after answer. They really pepper you fast on it. So he's basically just like, is it big or is it small? I guarantee you, I am very big. Him, he's very small. He little weenie. He caterpillar. He bite-sized. He's nothing. Little muffin. He is not shit. You want me, love me, cherish me. Take off your clothes.
After hearing accounts from 2 other women, we sent an undercover journalist to visit the healer.
The craziest part is they send these women in right after they just hear these accounts of these other women talking about how they were just violated by this guy. So they're putting themselves right into the ring of fire here to be touched inappropriately, to say the least. Now, I've never been to Africa, but I'm pretty sure not everywhere in Africa looks like this. This place looks shady. This is about as suspicious as it gets. This reminds me of one of those dark alleys in Spider-Man where, you know, in that area, nothing good takes place. The only thing that happens there is rape and assault, and something that's going to be traumatic that you can't remove from your memory.
في أثناء الكلام معاه فجأة لقيته قاعد جنبي. الفرق بيني وبينه سنتيمتر واحد.
Oh, hell no. This man was not chosen by God. This individual was chosen by Craigslist. This is a Temu or Wish app healer. This guy is somebody that you would see in America with a Facebook profile with a white van that promises to sell you cookies.
خدت إيده الأول في رجلي. بعدت إيده.
There goes that man again, sticking his hands and fingers in a place where it don't belong. Trying to swipe that key fob in a part of the plant where he doesn't have the clearance.
خدت إيده في بطني بالأربع أصابع. بالأصبع الثاني مشي تحت خالص.
Pretty sure that 5th finger was not the pinky.
ليه يا شيخ؟ اللمسة دي أنا طوالي قمتها.
Well, at least she can say she got out unscathed. Unfortunately, that can't be said about many other women in that country. So at least she got out without being violated, and, you know, she kept her body cam on, which is respectable. Something we don't hear enough of over here in the States, where every time something terrible happens, it seems like the body cam malfunctioned, or, you know, batteries died, or, oh my God, I forgot it. Like, how is that possible? You're supposed to wear it on the way out.
We contacted Sheikh Ibrahim to put our allegations to him, and he agreed to be interviewed.
That sting operation really worked, because this man had no clue that these were the same people. So kudos, great job, great investigative reporting.
يعني انت ما طلبتش من الستات انك تمارس الجنس معاهم؟
هاي ما نسوي علاج بس.
Only treatment, huh? Okay. So is this guy not you? This guy right here in this photo that we have? I mean, we got recording too. Like, I mean, I don't know. Are you sure y'all really look alike? I mean, there's a really strong resemblance between the two. Now, he didn't have a hat on like you and he had a different set of clothes on, but I swear, man, y'all look very similar. Do you not have a twin? Are you sure you don't have a twin? Because I'm telling you, I swear I have seen you somewhere before. And he mentioned treatment too. But his treatment has something to do with his fingers and doing a little twirly action and some stuff in some places that I'm telling you, it didn't feel like treatment to me. It felt more like a crime.
علاج انت داير نسوي لك.
العلاج ده يعني بيكون جزء منه لممارسة الجنس؟
لا ما في حاجة.
يعني ترفض الكلام ده.
انت يكون كان عندك انتين 200 ده عملات تتحاسب. الله بوريك بعدين.
Great, you guys. I'm going home.
We then turned to Sheikh Haytham. Initially, he agrees to be interviewed, but then claims we have the wrong person.
Oh, okay. Well, I see how you're gonna play this. You're gonna try to play us stupid and give us the whole, you know, fake twin brother excuse. That's no different than me getting in trouble and saying it was Akeem's fault. Hi.
So a journalist from our team visits his house.
كيف حالك؟ إن شاء الله طيب. أنا فتح الرحمن الحمداني من الBBC نريد أن نطرح عليك بعض الأسئلة.
So essentially, these guys pull a Phil Williams from Nashville News.
Mr. Henson, I want to give you a chance to respond to this. Can you explain this photo?
You know, this is not the place I'm going to talk to you.
هل الحديث الجنسي هو جزء من العلاج؟ نحن عندنا شهادات ضدك إنه أنت تتكلم مع النساء جنسيا.
This man is just a journalist. He's not the police. He's not the FBI. He's not any type of special internal affairs. So this man, this Sheikh out here, he doesn't have to answer these questions. He really doesn't. But you can see the desperation on this man as he is banging on this door as if he is trying to escape twin flames. or if he's trying to run away from Fleece Johnson.
We take our evidence to Sudan's top religious authority.
هذه مشكلة حقيقية يعني تواجهنا الآن، لكن ما هو أساسا قبل لما فعل ذلك باعتبار أنه هو، وده لا يخلو من أنه في ناس فعلا مراوضات جنسية.
Now, Allah al-Din Abu Zayed is keenly aware of the fact that there's plenty of people that have been using the religion and the practices of the Quran in bad faith. That they basically been using it to manipulate women out there and to give them sexual fantasies and sexual pleasures. So at least he is aware of that, and it's one of those things. But it's like, what are you going to do? Are they really going to actually do anything about it? Are they actually going to try to stop this? Or since, you know, he's one of the boys, and it's like, it's all good. Are they just going to keep it buried like all that P. Diddy stuff? Because that's what it sounds like to me. It seems like to me in these situations that most of these individuals are just going to be still working together and just covering up everything that's bad. Because there's no real resolutions here because it doesn't affect him. It's not his booty that's not, getting taken. It's not. His cheeks aren't the ones that's getting clapped. He doesn't have to worry about being violated in any sort of terrible ways out there. He's not the one who has to go through the pain. So there is no urgency to fix the situation. Just like those victims of Diddy. Most of the people were scared of Diddy just like they're scared of these folks. Anytime you get stuck in a situation, once again, that it is a cult or you have somebody with way too much power, way too much influence to really, actually make any impact if you actually were going to file any type of lawsuit or really try to fight against it, you're just stuck. You're just stuck as a victim. Now, over here in America, you can fight these things. Most people just get kind of scared and they get worried about, people getting knocked off or killed in their family and whatnot. So thus they'll stay quiet or they'll lose all the money. The gravy train will end. So like all those bodyguards for Diddy who were just sitting around watching people getting waxed for years and watching all this sus cuck behavior taking place in, his bedrooms and everybody being watched 24/7. Everybody just stay quiet because the money was good. Just like with R. Kelly, the money was good. The money was good. And that's the thing that bothers me sometimes with my own community. It's like, guys, we always act like white people are the devil. I mean, there's plenty of white people that are bad, but dang it, everybody on earth, every race of people out there have bad people. Mexicans have bad people. Indians have bad people. Whites have bad people. Blacks. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I can go on and on and on about all the ethnicities and different races and religions out there. We're all bad. We're all good. We all have poor people, rich people, etc. It's all out there. It doesn't matter who these people are. All of them deserve to be thrown in a saw trap. All of them deserve to have to answer the jigsaw and figure out what's going to happen next. Do you lose all your limbs? Do you lose just your nose, your face, your ears, your eyes, your balls? Or do you die? But really the purpose of this video is just to bring awareness and shine some light on this situation that I found interesting. One of my friends brought this to my attention. I was like, hey, maybe you should react to this. And I was like, all right, well, I'll put together some content and see what we get out of this. Hopefully you like this content once again today. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you've been enjoying any of this content. And well, I'll be back with you soon. Peace.